All right, welcome in everybody. November 9th, Daily Bread is off the 3-day bye. I mean, we had people in the DMs making it seem like it was a week or a
A
century that
week.
we're off. Nope, we
Jesus
took
Christ.
Saturday,
Sorry, guys.
Sunday, Monday. So we want the full football slate taken off because with college basketball coming back tonight, officially makes it the best time of the year when it's running with NBA, college football, NFL, hockey, soccer. Everything's going right now. So thank you for all the tapping into Daily Bread because we got you covered on all the bets you need to make each day. If this is your first episode, what's up? Thank you for tuning in. If you're a returner, thank you even more. But let's get these new guys in here. And as usual, each show is brought to you by pickcity.com and the Wise Guys Diamond Club. You guys already know what that is, but make sure to check out pickcity.com for all their access and then check out Diamond Club as well for even more access. Jump over to the YouTube if you want to be like Nick to drop any comments in, and like Sam Murphy, maybe I don't know if we'll get into LSU talk today. I'll mention Darius Days just for Sam because I'll make him happy over there in Indiana, but not too sure if we'll get in there. We're going to start it off with the NBA, wrap it up with some college hoops. So you got a
College
basketball
hoop, baby.
centric show all day, just the way Sosa and Rex like it, just some hoops
We're
action.
back. We're back. Big college ball. You know what it is. We are back, bro. I can't lie to you. I'm excited. I'm excited for today. Very. I mean, it's yes. A lot of people actually started following me during college basketball season last year on Instagram, not Twitter. So
You want to
not
know what, yeah, not me. I wasn't lucky enough to find you there. One of my favorite things is anytime a sport comes back, we saw it with the NBA, we saw it with college football. Every single person and their mother is just the best X sport capper coming back ever. No one's ever said that this is my second or third best sport. Everyone's like, nope, it's my cash cow. This is my wheelhouse. Everything is number one. So definitely be a little skeptical if you're trying to find some new people out there because they sound like used car salesmen at some time.
fact. Duke Nation, Rory. I had good hopes for you, man. I had high hopes for you, bro. I had high hopes for you, Rory. I had high hopes for you.
Can
I'm a
we
North
just call it
Carolina
Palo Nation? I'm behind the Palo train, not the whole Duke thing. See, that's what I said. 3 days off, and Roddy's acting like we were tired.
We've been stunting like X-Men. Stop playing with me.
We weren't like Chappelle. We didn't go away for 10 years.
Yeah, we didn't disappear for a decade now. Like, chill.
All right, we
Big Blue
got all of
Nation.
our casuals
Smith is a
tapping in.
Big Blue Nation guy. I didn't see that one coming. Did not see that one coming.
Man, see, I knew I liked Spliff.
I didn't see that coming.
Well, I'm a Cal guy, not a Big Blue Nation guy.
Yeah, okay.
Hawks. The Hawk will never die, Sosa.
Yeah. Like the time
Until
he
it
got
fired
kicked
Bill
out.
Martelli.
Like the
Then it
time he
really
got
died.
like the time he got kicked out. Oh man. But let's get into the NBA, man. Let's rock out these plays for tonight.
Yeah, let's get
Straight to
started.
it. Yesterday, easiest bet on the board. And the easiest bet on the board is going to be Andre Drummond rebounds as a starter. He had 25 boards last night. Play his boards, ladder it to 18 every night. He was the leading rebounder in the NBA over the last 5 years anyway. For him to be a backup is just insane as far as like efficiency. So Andre Drummond rebounds, he went for 25 last night. I think his number's at 13 and a half. That's easy money. Easy money. Even if Giannis is playing, does not matter. This man is just an absolute rebounding machine. Right now it's at 14 and a half. I'd play it to 16, bro. I think he's a rebounding machine.
It's just
So for that one, other than
yeah,
that,
with Drummond, I mean,
mhm.
you pointed this one out the first time that Joel was out, and it's almost not trying to say anyone with the brain, but just saying that one of the best rebounders is going to come in and completely pick up where they left off, and his number is going to be underspotted just because he's a backup and what he kind of just flared out in LA. So that's kind of where the Drummond number, we see it slowly moving up more and more each game. Your books usually even have him the first time he came out there. So being ahead of that trend is good there. And Sosa knows when to jump off it, just like the stolen bases. So let's ride this Drummond out one now while we can.
As long as he's starting. And the Sixers are not in shambles, actually, bro. Just
8-3.
some
I
health
didn't
issues.
know 8-3 shambles.
Yeah, a couple of little health issues, players in and out of the lineup. I mean, we look better than the fucking Nets.
Is any other team in the NBA 8-3 with their top 3 players missing 75% of the games?
Yeah, I don't know. He said even on a back to back. I mean, the game's the game, bro. Like he's the best. He just yes, and you just got to roll with it, bro. Is it dead while Korkmaz? I don't know. I don't know. But I know if Giroux's playing, I wouldn't be playing too many point guard props because he's gonna lock up whomever is the primary ball handler on the other side. Other than
then the Bucks are also going to be missing a decent amount of people as well still. But I mean, the Bucks have the upper hand here. We thought, good thing we didn't get live yesterday. We thought maybe the Sixers could make some noise and bring it back against the Knicks, but they didn't. And I, just being a realistic fan, tonight doesn't look too hot.
It's not looking good. I got 2 plays from this Atlanta-Utah game. That is the Utah team total over 115.5, which is a -110. And we're laying the 8.5 on Utah.
Ooh, nice.
Atlanta on a back-to-back after getting splattered by Steph Curry.
In elevation, single-digit spread in Utah.
Utah handles this with ease.
And this could be a very nice second half look as well if it ends right at that first half number and you get a little bit late to it. And even
I'm sorry, Roddy. It's just the numbers, bro. Like the numbers just support it. You know what I mean? Then you just have this is a 100% trend play. Last night, you see what happened.
Tell your friends in the cubes, like I am, like me. Save them like we're saving Sam.
You can hit up Spin Doctor. I literally told him that Steph Curry would go for 40 last night. I guaranteed it. That he would go for 40. Spida over 4.5. You won't see me touching too many Spida Mitchell assist props because he's a scorer. The only thing I would touch with him are threes and points, but he doesn't really get a lot of assists. And they're so reliant on the three that they shoot them at a high volume, and the point guard isn't asked to really create plays for other people. If you notice, it's usually the point guard getting the hockey assist. For a team like Utah because they play they play 4 out the whole time. So when Mitchell drives the lane and kicks, it forces a rotation and then they kick it again to the guy who's really wide open, and that's how they get the majority of their looks offensively. So yeah, those are my 2 plays in that one. I like Utah -8.5, -106, and I like their team total at over 116. Like I said, it's just a tough spot for Atlanta. It's a very, very, very tough spot to have a back-to-back against this team. It's not ideal. And then we're on to
the final game of the night.
Final game of the night, which is the Trailblazers versus the Clippers. And the 2 plays that I have in this are, I got to just make sure they didn't change the number again. Wow, they did change the number. Jesus. I was going to go with Paul George's. Paul George's rebounds and assist prop has hit in all but 1 game this season. His efficiency is through the roof. I mean, he is turning the ball over a lot, but it's also because he's now asked to be their primary playmaker for everyone. So the turnovers are totally normal. It's like James Harden turns it over 10 times, they win the game. You don't really give a fuck at the end, right?
Right.
That's the situation with him. I saw someone make that comment, and they sounded idiotic. Like he's handling the ball more. Of course, they're not throwing the ball to Kawhi to get 30 ISO shots a game. So his point is, I'm actually going to rock. I'm going to rock with it, bro. His rebounds and assists are at over 13.5 at minus 125. So there is slight juice, but I would sign up to take that bet every night. And then also CJ's threes. CJ McCollum to hit 4+ 3-pointers is plus 164. Now you can take his regular number at over 2.5 and minus 170, but the juice is there. So I'm just going to take him to hit 4 of them bitches.
Easier way to do it.
I don't have time for all that. He's shooting the second most threes in the NBA behind 30. Apparently that's what they call Steph Curry now. They don't actually call him by his name. So yeah.
Why do they do that?
Those are my plays for basketball for the NBA today. Obviously I got some college stuff, but I know that's where you're excited to really get into.
I was about to say, didn't really take that big of a look at the NBA slate because we're going to be at the college games tonight. So there's only one spot to be. We always got to shout out Spliff's plays because he nailed the Batum one the last time he gave out a clip player prop. And you told the people to tail it. So he's going Bledsoe to get you 10 points over, to at least get you 10 plus money.
Yeah. If Spliff talking about the Clippers, you listen because that's his team. He knows them. He knows them very well.
Imagine how wild. I don't know what we call it. Backup point guard, couch point guard. If we tried to do an NBA show, that one would be off the chains like we did for Sunday Morning Quarterback.
Lord, we're getting into. Let's get into. I know you're ready to get into college basketball. I know a lot of people laid that 26.5 at Washington State. They're playing right now. We got Villanova coming out. I'll let you handle it. I'll let you get into it.
Why? I was about to say, don't set me up to say nice things about Villanova. Steven did that on the pay-for-play thing the other night. I almost smacked him because he was super Debbie Downer on him. And I was like, damn, you're really going to make me stand up for Villanova on the first pay-for-play show because I stood up for Nova, which felt like a bigger man.
Be careful with that, Sparks. I'm scared to take the Sixers tonight. Be careful with that, my guy.
So, to get into tonight's slate, kind of a disappointing overall slate as your first night. You got 4 games that I think you could really be watching. And then if you're watching the rest, it's probably your alma mater or you're a junkie on it. Obviously, the Champions Classic. And then the 2 other big games tonight is definitely going to be Belmont at Ohio and then Oral Roberts with Amos going against Colorado State. So those are basically your top 4 games to be watching into. But just as tradition, Sosa, I'm pretty sure last season I started off with a bet in this team, and I'm not going to be backing them this year with VCU. We're not fading them either today against St. Pete. Don't you worry about that. The St. Peter's, you can attack this 3 different ways. The under 131, that's where I have half a unit on to start off the action. VCU, missing 2 key players for the season to start. One might be coming back tonight, but he could be slightly injured, so the offense could be a little bit slower to start there. Okay. And then we're also just going to double up a little bit here. So nice little 2-play action to start it off. We're going to take the St. Petersburg first half team total under 28. They're a bottom 100 offense, if not even worse than that. Could potentially end up bottom 50 by the end of the season. If VCU's offense ain't going to be there, their havoc defense is definitely going to be there, and there's no way St. Pete puts up 30 in the first half. So we got under 131 minus 110 for the full game, and then we got under 28 for the first half. That starts at 6. So nice little appetizer action before your night slate. 2 little half-unit plays there.
And that's going to be the best part. College basketball has all those early games where you can get money all season. It's like that's the best part, and they have early games every day. Oh, man.
I don't know if they're going to do it as much this season. I hope they keep it up with.
Oh, no, I looked at the schedule.
During the breaks, I know they do, but that's where come January and February when you get into conference play, they might keep that all at night, which is when it's going to start tailing off.
Oh, yeah.
Where's your first game action coming into for the college basketball season?
My first game in the college basketball season is coming from good old Rick Pitino. Mr.
Like Rick.
Pitino. Mr. Pitino. Give me Iona minus 5.5 against App State. Everybody's talking about this App State team like it's last year. One thing I know about Mr. Pitino, he loved these games. At home against an inferior opponent, the spread should not be 5.5. They should win this game by 20 points. That's my initial play of the night. Appalachia State, Iona minus 5.5 at minus 118.
Or I'm just trying to pull up the numbers, what we like for this one here.
I'm not going to have nobody talk shit about Rick Pitino in the comments. Okay? We're not doing that. Best coach ever. Best coach ever.
Yeah. I was just trying to confirm this. My biggest area of concern in this game would just be App State's offense even showing up. Slick Rick is going to be able to get the defense showing there. App State traveling up here to the middle of nowhere, Pennsylvania, is not an ideal start to the season. And then App State, even though most teams are returning a decent amount of production, they're one of the teams that's not terrible in that department, but Iona definitely has a better returning production coming into this team as well.
And you can only expect the team that performed well, got to the tournament under a coach in his first year to come out with a statement. They know that. We know it's going to be slow paced though. Rick, like you said, they D up. They play defense.
Yes.
Oh yeah, Iona's in New York, that's upstate.
I always forget that it's right above the middle of upstate PA and upstate New York is just one big mosh, other than Buffalo off to the side.
That's a good point. And your next play? What's your next play?
Do we want to get into the Champions Classic that we got going on tonight? We got over 100 people tuned into us at this point. Once again, thank you to everyone who's tuning in. Hit us with the like, hit us with the sub. Really helps us out with the Daily Bread Media on YouTube page. Almost at that 1,000 subscribers. We're giving away cash when we hit 1K. So help us out. Tell your mom, tell your friends, get us a little bit more subs. But we'll be meeting my man, Steven Carlson, at MSG, the Mecca. Maybe we'll meet up with Taze if he rolls through as well. But yeah, Michigan State. We'll start with the first one just because that gets – and then hype up. Because I know we might go off on a little bit of tangent when we get into Coach K talk. So let's just start it off with nice Bill Self talk here.
Michigan State, Kansas.
How is Michigan State going to keep this game any bit close is what I'm trying to think. Because I think Kansas right here has the ability to win this one by 10 plus easy. On the inside and the forward position, it's just going to be Kansas. McCormick is going to probably have a double-double easy tonight. So if you can get that numbers on any book you have, I don't have college basketball, double-double props, prize picks. I was talking with JD about this. McCormick's going to eat tonight. I think he puts up at least an 18-12 game. That would be the biggest thing I'm looking for. And then Yesu, how is he going to get rolling in this offense? Kansas has enough guards that I think it's going to keep it with Michigan State. And I'm not trying to say Michigan State's a bad team. They're ranked probably somewhere between 26 to 30, which isn't that far off from 20. It's just that this Michigan State team and Izzo, we're going to see them get rolling a little bit later into the season. We're not going to say it was kind of like how UCLA did it and came off that hot. But with Michigan State not really returning and not having that dominant point guard, which Izzo's systems really rely on, and then to become an Izzo point guard, I mean, I know how much training camp you can potentially have and how good he is at developing players to be there. I need to see at least a game first. So because we're going a half unit on the Kansas -4 here because we'll be at the game.
Yeah, sir. Just because you have to. You have to.
You have to have some action on the game we're going to.
So if you're not doing that, then you're doing this all wrong. Obviously, doing it all wrong. Okay. Shout out to G. Cole. He said, I had a homie who played for Siena last year. He can attest that Iona's defense is no joke. Yeah, man. Yeah.
Does your buddy still play for Siena this year? Tell us to hit him up. Hit us up.
No, hit us up. Let me see. And then a next one, we're gonna go for a couple more.
You don't have any plays or leans or anything in the Michigan State, Kansas?
No, because it would be completely on the other side.
Oh,
You're looking
wow.
at
Tell me. No, let me hear it. Let's hear it. This is the
you're
best
looking
part
at
about
Tom.
the show.
You're looking at Tom Izzo's like biggest fan, bro. Like no coach maximizes the talent that he has more than Tom Izzo, and that's the thing I love about like that's what I'm saying. Like it's just he's the best, man. Like people can say whatever they want. He's my favorite coach. Period. He's my favorite coach. Him and Patino 1 and 2 for me, and then Bobby Knight's third. So, but those are the 3 for me. I mean, I think it's real easy for y'all to tell me that that Kansas is going to come out in here and run them, and they might do that. But no coach.
Yeah, I know it's the complete public side on that one.
Right, no
100% agree to that.
No coach is better than finding. Well, first off, no coach is better at working the referees in the history of basketball better than Tom Izzo. He is the best at working the refs. Like he will dictate the game. Oh yeah, man. How many Final Fours he been to? Who's Sam a fan of?
LSU.
Okay.
Yeah, if you don't talk shit on Will Wade. It doesn't get pretty.
Oh, you mean the motherfucker who was on all those wiretaps with the feds?
No, because Izzo can definitely scheme self out of this one easy. But I just think currently first game where they stand and just what the pure talent is, and I think Izzo will have the guys come on late. I just think McCormick is just going to go off tonight. I think the bigs will have a little bit too much of a strength in this one.
That's fair, and I'm gonna roll with you. I think matchup wise, Kansas Kansas more talented. They're a more talented team. There is no debating that for me at all. Yeah. So I'm like I said, I'm rolling with you.
All right, let's keep that up there one longer for Jay Smith. Let's get into Kentucky versus Duke because Coach Cal, Sosa gave off his top 3 coaches. So Coach Cal is number 1 for me. Phil Martelli, number 2. And then we had a coach come in there, number 3 as of last week. New one, Mike Boyan. I was so high on him last year. Once I saw he was able to get Cade to go there, I think I watched 25 Oklahoma State games last season to see how good of a coach he is. Because if you can recruit and go to he went to Cade's games for 3 years to get him there. If he's like that type of guy and the character they were talking about him, he seems like one of the best coaches currently in the league. And then when I saw him crying earlier this week because of the NCAA just being complete dickheads once again, over and over. That man, him and Kim English, those are my 2 coaches on the rise. They kicked Shaka Smart out of the current spot.
Kim was a dog. Shaka was there. Too. Kim was a dog in college at Mizzou. He was a dog.
Yeah, Kim English was. He's at George Mason now. So I was about to say, I hate that a A10 team's going to get stronger in Mason, bringing him in, but they kicked Shaka Smart out of that 3rd spot. Sorry, Shaka.
Yeah, Shaka. I don't know what the problem is that he ran into. I think maybe his maybe a change in philosophy is needed. You know, maybe
Texas was too big for him.
I see. I don't even agree with all that. I think that he just. I don't know if it was if he just wasn't the same guy.
No, he wasn't. That's why I just think he didn't. That's where going home to Marquette, and I think he'll eventually end up at Wisconsin. And I think that's what his move was for.
What's my guy here who left and is like the coach at is it Duquesne or Dayton? It was his lead, the guy who was at VCU after him. Is it Anthony Miller?
It wasn't Rhodes. Anthony
something. But he's like another guy. Like he might be a better coach than Shaka. Shaka also has been
Anthony Grant. He was the old Bama coach.
Yeah, right. But he was originally at VCU right after Shaka Smart. He's another guy that's underrated. Dayton was really fucking good for stretches last year. They had a really, really, really good backcourt. They had 2 guards that could just get off.
All right, back to Kentucky.
Sorry.
I got us that tangent there by having to rattle off our 3 coaches, but this is how much college ball means to us.
I love it, man.
So the line in this one, you could have gotten Duke on the money line and Duke -1 yesterday. This is now moved to Duke -3 here, which has changed not my sentiment in this game, but once again, it seems like just how Kansas is by far the public side. The public loves Duke, always has. Last season was probably your best time to fade them because the Coach K tour. I think the refs are definitely going to help them in this.
Yeah, I agree. Also, I don't really put my. I know I want to put my money on Calipari, but Coach. But in this particular situation, I tend to fade Kentucky teams earlier in the year. It's just what I do personally. I don't know what.
So my biggest thing with this Kentucky team is, well, let's hit Rory's question. Do we hit us up in the comments with and our favorite coaches or all time?
Where do I rank Coach all time? I'm a North Carolina fan, bro. You're asking the wrong guy. Like when Tony Dungy made a list of like top 5 quarterbacks and he left off Tom Brady.
So Coach K was one of the most dominant coaches from the 90s to like the mid 2010s. And once basketball changed and he slowly adapted, that's kind of where he fell off. But you can't take away 20 plus years of greatness. But in this, with Kentucky this season and with Coach Cal, and it kind of goes off that adapting point, his team can actually shoot now. Like, and the three is their strong suit, which is usually not Kentucky's case. And then other than Tashibi inside, I always fuck up that last name. No matter how many times I hear him played at West Virginia, and I was hyped when he transferred to Kentucky because I think Cal's going to utilize him. He's going to have his hands full tonight with Mark and with more, not Wendell. So that's kind of where that's my biggest concern with Kentucky is having to rely on a Coach K team to shoot 36 at least from behind the arc to win this game outright. Doesn't seem like a recipe for success, even though his team is set up for it.
Yeah. So what's your official play on this one?
Points.
Oh.
Late night. Second game. If we're going to be at the game for the second one, you know where the head's at.
There it is. And listen, I'm not even lying.
We're hitting the over here. That's a 0.25 unit play. Well, the 1 unit plays come up after here, so don't you worry. These are all the teasers to get you ready for the night.
I'm not going to lie to you. I'm probably going to be taking the over in a lot of Duke games. Coach K said in his interview with Jay Billis, the intro of the season, yeah, I don't think we're going to ever have a single shot clock violation this season.
Because Apollo.
They just want to run, bro. You about to see this Duke team just run all game. And Kentucky, that's all they've ever done under Calipari. So it's just give the ball to the point guard and run. So
it's a half unit play.
Extremely high pace. Extremely high pace and lots of shots across the board.
So all you guys watching right now, before we get into the rest of our plays, you can't tell anybody about this, but if you are living under a rock and haven't seen the traveling rule change that college basketball is doing this season, the books are going to realize really quickly in the first 2 weeks by reducing the number of travels and allowing the Euro step to go freely now. College basketball is trying to do something and get more NBA fans to watch their product because they're scared of the G League now at this point. So we might see some overs cash early when unders is usually a great thing for college basketball early, but changing this travel call is going to lead to a lot more points and a lot less turnovers.
Yes, sir.
So don't tell anybody else. Keep that secret for yourself.
Uh-huh.
All right.
Nah, go ahead.
Oh, I was just going to say, before we got into the real games, we got to welcome back Chicago State. but they're 6-point underdogs to D2. I know St. Thomas in Minnesota is filthy, but they're 6-point home dogs to a D2 team. Looks like they should be headed back. We should get St. Thomas up. That was just a funny tidbit of the night.
You have 3-10 on the money line? Jesus.
You have 3 games that have less than a 3-point spread tonight. You had 4 until the Duke number crossed that. So, like I said, you have a bunch of alma maters, or you have a bunch of teams and that are just playing a team outside of their competition, and there's not really that great of first game scheduling here. What's your next play for the night?
Houston minus 18.5 against Hofstra. Houston is going to probably lose maybe 2 games all year. They're going to walk through their conference like they did last year. It's just how it goes. Coach K is top something.
Do y'all take super chats? I'm going to try to make that function available at some advanced YouTube shit.
So, but I'm on the Houston Cougars minus 18.5. They graded covering against non-conference opponents.
Hofstra had one good season during COVID where they canceled the tournament, and other than that, they've never made the tournament. Going down to Houston is just not a great spot. Just a low total is the only thing with a big number. I mean, Hofstra's just not going to score. It's very similar to the VCU angle from earlier.
Fact, though. So I'm on the Houston Cougars tonight, minus 18.5. I'm laying the 18.5 with them.
All right. There's a lot of gross games out here. Let's get into the line that made my brain make no sense tonight is I think Utah State rolls, but I'm too much of a pansy to not be putting my money on them tonight. And there's a team here, if we're going to take the opposite of Sosa's angle here, which is never looking too good, especially when why is it not coming up? Is this game all right? Why is San Fran game no longer on the books?
Oh boy. Something's happened.
Oh no. All right, you give your next one. I'm trying to figure out what the Don's line is right now.
Oh. All right, hold on. And the next one is do I do it? Do I do it?
You always do it.
Do I want to lay the 40.5 with Gonzaga? Do I want to lay the 40.5 with Gonzaga? Do I want to
So here's your answer to this. Do you think Dixie Skate scores 60?
Fuck no.
Then you lay it.
Yeah, I think we're laying the 40.5. Pause. Split money shit. Do I want to do that? We're laying the 40.5 with Gonzaga against Dixie State. All right, that's what we're doing.
That's the easiest way to answer that question is Gonzaga's putting up 100 burger in their first game back after losing the ship.
There you go.
That's why I asked you, are they scoring 60? Because I know Gonzaga's putting up 100.
For certain. So
it's exactly why it was. I tried to overlook it and try to overthink that game, but that was just the easiest way to put it in simple terms.
I also had hella bread on Gonzaga futures last year. Luckily, I was able to hedge because they were in the championship game, but no. I think that's my last play, Gonzaga.
Word. So let's get down and dirty. This is just a general question. With the teams that didn't play last season, so the Ivy Leagues, Bethune Cookman, University of Maryland East Shore, first game back, do you fade them or do you rock with them?
Are they at home?
No.
Hell no. That you fade
perfect
them.
Because
on the road you gotta fade them.
Because I got money on in this one earlier, so and the lines moved since then, and I didn't tweet it out. I didn't give it out, so this is where we'll get some action for you guys here. Binghamton First half, -1, -1.5. Either of those two lines. We'll do the -1.5 since it's coming out late, -110. They're going to roll Cornell in the first half. I have this line projected all the way up to -6 here. The line and the spread opened at 0. It opened at a pick. It's all the way up to -3 now. So just lay it with the -1.5 for the first half, -110 with Binghamton.
Yes, sir.
That was an easy one to give out because when you're looking at projections, there's one team that always hits, and Incarnate Word, I will promise I will never bet on a single game on the stream here. They hit and pop every single year for no reason whatsoever, and it's the most frustrating and annoying team to be looking into.
I'm definitely on board with you on that one. I personally, there's certain teams that I will never bet again after last year, like Minnesota. Jesus.
Bro, I wish you were with me then. I picked the Nebraska ball money line. I was on that play when Minnesota was on the road to end the season, and Nebraska ball got their first win at home in like conference play for the whole season.
Minnesota was so bad
on the road.
Bro. Jesus.
It was unreal. It was like Pitino just told them not to try. Like there was no.
Never seen nothing like that in my life.
Like people talk about the Sixers with Brett like 3 seasons ago or 2 seasons ago with how bad they were at the road and how good they were at the crib. That was that on steroids.
Remember they beat Iowa at the crib. They beat Iowa at home on a Saturday night. I'll never forget. I remember that. On a Saturday night against Iowa, and then everybody's like, "Oh, Minnesota," and then they just could not win a road game, bro. It was unbelievable.
Illinois.
Illinois, but they always disappoint. They always fuck off the cash.
Well, that's kind of where, especially with Illinois this season, with Kofi coming back and you're relying on Carablo to be your main facilitator and replace Io. I know he did it good in the games who didn't play last season, but Illinois is really the only other one.
Purdue.
You're boiling up with Big Maple.
Purdue.
Zach Edey is going to be the player that people were like not laughing at and goofing at last season. This season, he's taken the turn. He's finally grown into that body. He got crisp at the end of last season. This with a full off season, Big Maple is going to be filthy this year.
Purdue's going to win you a lot of cash this year.
They played tonight.
Got a real good coach. Great coach. He got his guys in there. Purdue, any Big Ten team that probably and the thing is they're not even flying low. People know how good they are. They rank top 10. They rank top 10 to start the year. So,
yeah, UCLA's got a good core coming back. Cronin figured it out late season, and they're a team that finally grows into the system. And Johnny Uzang was the biggest piece of that. I mean, when you saw when they didn't have him where they were, and then when he just started playing, how much better they got with him there, it was pretty simple to see.
Nowhere. Like, what the hell? He was getting buckets. But yeah, small UCLA. It's going to be the usual suspects again. The team that to be honest with everyone, the team that I'm most excited to see is Texas. Chris Beard's a great basketball coach, a great recruiter. He's a great leader. He knows how to motivate kids. The job he did in Lubbock, Texas, at Texas Tech was amazing. Now you give him facilities and you give him like the spending power of a Texas. Chris Beard will get that. Chris Beard is going to win Texas a national championship in 3 years, minimum. And he got a damn good shot this year. But Texas will win a championship within 3 seasons of him on the job. You heard it here today. If you don't believe it, just when it comes to fruition, you'll see. That he's the best basketball coach I've seen in college since Greg Marshall. Remember when people were talking about Greg Marshall as like, that guy? Because, he kept the Shockers in it, got to a couple of Final Fours, all that. Chris Beard, one of them ones, bro.
Why? Because you got Fred VanVleet there, who's a fucking NBA All-Star
right now, right? But remember, like when he won, like he had like Clay Anthony early and
Ron Baker.
Yeah, and Ron Baker. So like
No,
That
that was before Wichita State was in the American and in the conference. They were still in the Valley at that point, right?
CG Cole said Memphis is going to be nice too. I just something about Penny, man. Penny.
St. Thomas, Iona, Belmont. Can't really disagree with any of those.
What do you think about Bama? Great. I like their coach. The coach at Alabama is way better than the coach at LSU.
Game probably goes under tonight, which is never fun to take in an Alabama game because the only way if Louisiana Tech uses their best asset, who made the Olympic team, is they don't play quick and try to play a track game with Alabama.
Yeah.
And Alabama is going to be, not regardless of the talent that they have there, but they live and die on that three, and they do it a little bit more than other teams. And in the tournament, that, not saying that's not the style to win it, but one off night gets you out early.
Nate Oates is a great coach. He knows, bro. He's another guy. Alabama gonna be competing in basketball very soon, bro. Very soon. They're gonna
Buffalo's probably, and the biggest thing is Buffalo's probably going to retake the MAC again this year after losing Oates. I think Buffalo has a great shot to win the MAC. Little future bet if you like it out there.
Yeah, I'm gonna be. I mean, obviously in the MAC, you know what we're gonna get. You're gonna get a lot of scoring. You're gonna get a lot of overs, a lot of first half overs in MAC games. And then what's the other conference that had a shit ton of overs? VMI, Citadel, that one. Mercer,
Southern.
That one. Points.
Or the SoCon. Yeah, the Southern Conference.
Yeah. Was Winthrop in that one?
Yes.
They're on the same rank.
Winthrop's in the Big Sky.
Right. You sure? I thought Winthrop was in the SoCon.
Let's see who's right. Winthrop, Big South. We were both wrong. I think, we were both wrong. Big Sky's out west. I was on the right angle, just wrong conference.
Right, SoCon. Okay. But yeah, like I said, man, those are just like some trends from last year as far as college that I liked. And it goes by conference. Like the MAC, you're gonna get a lot of points.
The A10 is gonna be filthy this year. That's easy enough to say. Not St. Joe's, just the A10 overall in general.
Villanova, gonna be good, gonna be really good. I know you hate them,
but they're gonna be really slide good. Into this man's DMs.
Pause. Winthrop team totals made me so much money last season. Yes,
I can't believe I went with the Western Conference. I'm at A10 in the Mountain West stand. If for no one that hasn't known yet, I loved Boise last year with Austin, and they just kind of disappointed the whole season. So Colorado State is the team I'm buying my stake into this season out west.
Two teams that I got some stake on this year are Ohio State and Purdue. Those are two teams. I don't think
Purdue one I agree with. The Ohio State one is I always want to buy stake into them. They always disappoint.
Right. And listen, and I'm not talking about from a standpoint of like I think they're going to be good or anything like that. They're going to win us some money.
Okay. Fading them or
they're going to win us, huh?
Fading or backing or both?
Both. Ohio State, watch. They're going to win us some money this year. They're going to be a very good team to gamble on. They're going to put up points. They're going to get up and down the court. Their coach is just an idiot. Their coach is a complete moron. So that's just the game. But yeah, I don't have anything else, man. I think the people are very EJ Little. Yes, correct. Star. But yeah, other than that, man, I have nothing else for college basketball. Might go see.
Georgia's going to suck this year. That's really what I'm going to say. The Crean might get fired. Florida International, if you're wanting to play a big dog tonight, going outright, if you want some wildness, could be your potential one. I do not have any money on it, but they're a 9. They opened as a 9-point dog, and I think they're currently 10.5-point dog, and it's currently sitting at 7. They are one team that has 0.0% returning production from last season. So with a bunch of teams that have it, not buying my stake into FIU. I tried to do that last year.
Looks like Crean, hopefully Crean and his brother-in-law get fired this year. If you don't know who his brother-in-law is Jim Harbaugh. And I will never cheer for that man ever. When he's the coach in Miami next year and they go get Deshaun Watson, everything will be back to normal in football.
Yep. So Sosa, you gave out close to 10 plays today on the stream. I gave out 5 plays on the stream today. Got a few more, but you know where to catch those at.
Hope you got your bankroll ready because we're about to make that bitch do cartwheels. If you want to get in that, if you really want to step your game up, join the Diamond Club. And then, you can watch the replays of our show in the server while cashing tickets. So make sure that you guys trying to see who else we should shout out. Make sure y'all follow my boy Roddy. The Players Ball podcast, shit's fire. Make sure you guys tap in with my guy. He's a Roddy404 on Twitter. And yeah, man, just like I said, man, I'm excited. I'm excited for new season. I'm excited that you get to go to the game and turn up, enjoy yourself, man. Be safe. I know you're not
basketball talk the whole time with Sosa and Rex. You know it's going to be fire the whole time. Where we have to cut this short. It's 46 minutes, and this was supposed to be 25 minutes.
Right, right.
That's going to be fun when there's not 3 NBA games here. You might have to allocate out a little bit more time. Coming off the bye week, we're feeling fresh. We're feeling great. It doesn't matter if he's a capper. You can still follow him. You guys can still DM and hang out.
Yeah, man. Spliff is
he does post plays though.
Spliff like family at this point, man.
He's very sneakily about posting his plays. He does. He has a record track and everything. I've seen him. He's positive. So he is a capper. He just isn't trying to tout.
Spliff been rocking with us since forever, so you already know he's an OG Daily Bread viewer, and that's the guy, man. You already know.
Tomorrow we got NBA slate. Maybe we'll talk about Maction and the football. Who knows? But Daily Bread.
We're not talking about no Maction. Fuck that.
No, tomorrow. College basketball slate's a little later.
Fuck that. I'm not on none of that Maction shit. You can have that, buddy.
Till tomorrow. We'll catch y'all later.
Peace.